that Prophet ﷺ said. And Prophet ﷺ says that whosoever did wrong to me, so on the day of judgment, ana hajiju yawm al-qiyamah, I will be contesting a case against that Muslim in the court of Allah. Because by this, he is not doing that wrong to that zimmi, he is doing wrong to the rules of Allah. He is doing wrong what? To the rules of Allah. And a good example is Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, as you know, that the Muslims are bound to pay sadaqatul fitr. They do it or not? Either on their own or they give it to the state. Here we do it on our own or we are giving to the masjid. Yes, so then the masjid, they disperse it to the eligible people. Got it? Zakat, we do it on our own or in Islamic state it should be given to the state. Got it? Here we don't have Islamic state, so we do give it to the masajid. Yes, but I don't know what the masajid are doing with zakat. Because I know they are using the same money in their construction. Yes, they are using the same money in their entertainment and enjoyment. Yes, and the organization you people are giving them this welfare and this welfare and this welfare, 65% of their zakat is going to their administrative cost, their salaries. Because they don't do anything, they are sitting there only for their salaries. Got it? So that's why. Make clear also, Fahim knows. Because he was the responsible. My only concern there was that take care of zakat and fitra. Zakat and fitra money should not be given in a place which is not eligible. Got it? Otherwise, the brothers and sisters, they give it to you. Now that's your responsibility. So do you want to go to the hellfire for the money of others? Yes? We don't want. Got it? So anyhow, as the Muslims are giving so many things to the state financially, so the zimmi or non-Muslim citizen of Islam or Islamic state, he has to give his jizya, that is called financial duty of him, that's called jizya, Jizyah, jizya. And that jizya is some nominal thing, that is for someone who is a laborer, someone who is doing labor, that is 12 dirham a year. And for a medium one, 24 dirham a year. And for a rich one, 48 dirham a year. But the thing is not that money they are giving. The thing is, this is but a matter of, the philosophy is that they are subjugating themselves to the Islamic State. Yes, by this they are showing that they are subservient to Islam and subservient to Islamic State. And that's why politically in my writing for zimmi, for what? For zimmi, I use the word constitutional Muslim. Yes, I use the word what? Constitutional Muslim. We are religious Muslim because we believe in Islam. Yes, but he is, say, constitutional Muslim because he is subject to the same constitution of the same country and the rules and laws of the same country. Yes, but Muslim here, not as a term, but as a word, literal meaning. And literal meaning of Muslim is submissive. Yes, so constitution is submissive. Constitutional Muslim means? Say, submissive to the law, to the constitution. Otherwise, Shaykh Mansoor will go back and he will tell Shaykh Tareem that, do you know, that all the non-Muslim citizens of Islamic State, Qazis have said they are Muslim constitutionally. Just put this word like non-Muslim, that's okay. That you cannot call them something else. They are Muslim constitutionally. Yes, as we are going to beach midnight. We are going to beach. Got it? Just make a pass and let the people get confused. That also, as I said, the student, we are going to beach. That's why we say. Yes. So after the pass, we should say, midnight after 12 o'clock. When nobody is there. Yes. And that's why Najam says, if we want to go to beach, so we should go in scorching heat at daytime.
The daytime Sheikh, the danger is not there.
So, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu was passing by an old Jew. He was standing in the door of someone and begging there. So Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu came to him because someone he is begging in Medina when Umar is Khalifa. So he came and he hit his shoulder. And he said, Ma hadha zullu wal hawan. What is this ruswai? What is this humiliation? Why you are humiliating yourself? Ma hadha zullu wal hawan. Why you are begging? So he looked at him. So he was almost blind. He said, actually I lost my sight. I am a Jew. And day after tomorrow is the due date of my jizya. So I don't have it. That's why I'm begging that people should help me so I may pay day after tomorrow to the state. Sayyidina Umar started shivering because of the fear of Allah. He started shaking and shivering. He said, come on. Holding his hand, he said, sorry. Excuse me. He said, do you know who I am? He said, no sir, I don't know who you are. He said, this Umar. He said, Amirul Mu'mineen? He said, yes. He said, sorry. Excuse me. What a big mistake. So, Umar brought him. And he summoned Abu Ubaidah bin Jarrah radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Abu Ubaidah bin Jarrah was the Secretary of Exchequer. The Secretary of Treasury. So he said to him, bring your pen and your paper, official paper, and declaration. So he wrote a declaration that whosoever will become 60 years of age, or he will become disabled because of some reason. So there is no jizya on such a guy. And not only that, social welfare must be given to that family. Social welfare should be given to their family. And the wording which he used there, these wordings must be written with gold everywhere. That ma ansafnahu law akalna sharibatahu summa nakhzulu fil haram. This is not justice. That we ate his youth with him, and he was young and he was earning. So he was eating, we were eating with him because he was spent to the state, even though a little, but still we were eating from his youth. Ma ansafnahu law akalna sharibatahu summa nakhzulu fil haram. And then we are humiliating him when he will become old. Got it? And he was asking again and again from that Jew that please forgive me. Because I didn't know. Yes. So this no knowledge of mine for me, that's also a crime and a sin. Yes. And this social welfare system or social security system in human history for the first time was established by whom? Introduced by Umar radiallahu anhu. It's still in Scandinavian countries. They call it what? Umar law. Yes. Their social security system is not called social security. They call it what? Umar law. Got it? And all Scandinavian countries, they call it Umar law. Yes. So anyhow, they were people and we are people. They were men and we are men. Yes. होशियार बाबा साहब से दस्तार सड़ी हजार दी और दस्तार सड़ी पशमार थी सोई अब याद का से दस्तार तड़ी हजार दी और दस्तार सड़ी पशमार दी that those who are tying turban thousands and thousands but those who deserve turban they are few in number. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us deserve for turbans. So it means that turban has some qualities, prerequisites. So he says, dastar tadi, hazar di. Or dastar sadi, pashmar di. Yes. So anyhow, if the reason and cause to fight is kufr or disbelief or being non-Muslim, so then there is no concept of zimma and zimmi in Islam. Why that is? So it means that for kufr and disbelief, nobody would be killed. That's number one. Number two, if that is the case, so Allah says in Surah Anfal, وَإِن جَنَحُوا لِلسَّلْمِ فَجْنَحْ لَهَا. And if in the battlefield, the non-Muslim enemies, they are inclined towards a peace treaty. They are inclined towards peace treaty. So Allah says, فَجْنَحْ لَهَا. You may incline towards peace treaty as well. Got it? Because your fighting is for peace. And now they came to know that we need it. So they asked for a peace treaty. So Allah said to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, فَجْنَحْ لَهَا. You may incline to peace treaty as well, وَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ, and put your trust in Allah. Because reservations are there, maybe that's their strategy. Maybe they are making some atom bomb and later on they will fight us or something like that. Because reservations are there. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. Put your trust in Allah, إِنَّهُ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. Because Allah hears the word and He knows the situation in heart. And Allah says, وَإِن يَخْدَعُوكَ. If you got into a peace treaty with them, وَإِن يَخْدَعُوكَ. And in future, they cheated you. In that peace treaty, they cheated you. وَإِن يَخْدَعُوكَ فَإِنَّ حَسْبَكَ اللَّهُ هُوَ الَّذِي أَيَّدَكَ بِنَصْرِهِ وَبِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ. So Allah is enough for you. What will happen in future, and you are not going to a peace treaty because of future, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that's not the case. Got it? And when a peace treaty has taken place with non-Muslim, yes, so there must be a musalama, not mughadara. Musalama means when there is peace, so there should be peace.
Reconciliation.
Reconciliation. There will be peace. And there may not be any cheating. There may not be any cheating, especially from the side of Muslims. Sayyidina Muawiyah was in the peace treaty for a few years with the Roman Empire. With who? With the Roman Empire. When the time was coming close towards the end of the treaty period, so Muawiyah, he started marching his forces towards Rome. Marching his forces towards Rome and to their boundaries. That the time when the treaty is gone, we will attack them. Yes, there is an old age Sahabi, Amr ibn Ambasa, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. His name was Amr ibn Ambasa, radiyallahu anhu. He was riding his horse And he was running his horse like crazy. Yes, because the army was marching. And he was saying therefrom, Wafa'un la ghadrun, wafa'un la ghadrun, wafa'un la ghadrun. Fulfillment of your obligation, no cheating. Fulfillment of your obligation, no cheating. Fulfillment of your obligation, no cheating. When he arrived, so people saw, and Muawiyah, he said, Ya Sayyidina Amr, Ahlan wa sahlan, welcome, 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 Amr. Yes, because he was a very great Sahabi, Amr ibn Abbas, radiyallahu anhu. So Muawiyah asked him, what you were saying? He said, Sami'tu Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Prophet said, La akhisul ahad. I will never break the promise and I will never cheat anyone under promise. Yes, when you are going to attack them, so let the time pass and tell them that there is no renewal for this treaty. Then you should do whatever you do. Why people do not understand deen? They don't want. They want. So in Holy Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, number 190, Allah says, وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ. Fight in the path of Allah with those who are fighting you. Fight in the path of Allah with those who are fighting you. Holy Book. وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, and fight in the way of Allah with those who fight you. So it means that they started. It means not we. They started. So what will we do? Give them gulab jamun? But Allah says, you started fight. But for a Muslim, fight also has certain rules and conditions. Non-Muslims, they do not have any rules and conditions in fight. But for Muslims, there are conditions. There are limits, there are conditions. So that's why Allah says, وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا, do not transgress the boundaries. Not the boundaries of the countries, mean the limits and the rules. And then in ayah number 193, Allah says, وَقَاتِلُونَ, when you started the fight, so just fight them then. Because in Islam, this is very difficult to start a fight. So to start a fight, it has its own requirement. And to stop a fight, it has its own requirements. You cannot start without reason, you cannot stop without reason. Got it? Start with reason, and start with reason. So Allah says, now when you started it, so do it to such an extent that you cut their force. وَقَاتِلُونَ حَتَّى لَا تَكُونَ فِتْنَةً. Yes. Do not make it a Mickey Mouse business then. حَتَّى لَا تَكُونَ. And Winston Churchill also said, yes, he says, to gauge a city or a hilltop or a port or airport is not a victory. To gauge a city or a hilltop or a port or airport is not a victory, but to cut off the force of your enemy to fight again. Maybe he studied Quran because all these people, they study Quran. Obama said so many times, yes, that in Holy Quran, Allah says like this. So Allah said, وَقَاتِلُهُمْ حَتَّى لَا تَكُونَ فِتْنَةً. Don't start fighting, this is not good. But when the circumstances are unavoidable, and you started it, so don't stop it. And then Allah said, فَإِنِ انْتَهَوْا. But if they stopped, فَإِنِ انْتَهَوْا. But if they stopped from fighting and conspiracy, so Allah says, فَلَا عُدْوَانَ إِلَّا عَلَى الظَّالِمِينَ. There is no punishment but only for the wrongdoers. And they stop, so just stop.
That's the following ayah?
Huh?
That's
The same ayah.
The same ayah, 93?
Yes, from 93. And Surah Nisa, chapter 4, ayah number 75. Because the ayah of Surah Baqarah, ayah 190, it said when they imposed a war on you, what you will do? Retaliate. Ayah 193 said that when conspiracy is there, just go and fight. You have to stop the conspiracy. Got it? And here ayah number 75, chapter 4 says, وَمَا لَكُمْ لَا تُقَاتِلُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. And what's wrong with you that you are not fighting in the path of Allah? وَالْمُسْتَضْعَفِينَ مِنَ الرِّجَالِ وَالنِّسَاءِ. While the oppressed people from amongst men, women and children, they got oppressed by the non-Muslim. And these oppressed people are crying for help. يقولون ربنا أخرجنا من هذه القرية الظالم أهلها واجعل لنا من لدنك وليا واجعل لنا من لدنك نصيرا. They are crying for a helper and for a protector. So Allah said, then what is wrong with you? Why you are not fighting? Because the cause is there, the zulm is there, the haraba is there. Got it? Surah Hajj. Chapter 17, chapter 22, not 17, 22. And ayah number 39 and 40. أُذِنَ لِلَّذِينَ يُقَاتَلُونَ. Permission is given, permission to fight. Permission to fight is given to those يُقَاتَلُونَ who have been fought by their enemies. So once again, the enemy started it. So now when the enemy started, what you will do? Again, no gulab jamun, no jalebi, yes, no baklava. So Allah says permission is given. Just go ahead, stop it. Why? بِأَنَّهُمْ ظُلِمُوا. Because zulm has been done to you. They imposed a war on you. وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ عَلَى نَصْرِهِمْ لَقَدِيرٌ. And indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has all the power to help you. Now, what type of zulm and wrong has been done to you? الَّذِينَ أُخْرِجُوا مِنْ دِيَارٍ بِغَيْرِ حَقٍّ. Permission is given to those who have been wronged by their enemy by turning them out of their own houses. Yes, they turn them out of Makkah. What? Yes, if you will turn out someone for some good reason, that's not a zulm. Yes, that no, you cannot live here because in this community you are creating a mess. Our youth are getting destroyed. You are having here the gambling, the wine, this and that. Yes. So at that time you can ask the authority that this guy is making a problem. He cannot take a please my own house. Yes, this is your own house, but own house doesn't mean that you should spread all these mess here. You are destroying the community, you are destroying the society, you are destroying the youth. Got it? So Allah said that why these people had been turned out of their own hometown Makkah, without any reason. Yes, one reason was there. Illa ayyakulu rabbuna Allah. Their only crime was that they said we don't believe in the lordship of anybody, we believe in the lordship of Allah alone. And that was something which was not tolerable to the people of Makkah. Their chieftains, everybody was sitting in the place of God. Yes? And Muslims, they said no. There is no Lord and no God but only Allah. That's why they were not tolerating. So Allah says, this is the reason. You may be punished for your wrong concepts and faith and belief, making tens and hundreds of gods and gods. Not these people. Got it? So here, turning out someone from his own house for no reason, or turning out a nation from their houses and their land for no reason, that's a sufficient a reason to fight. That is sufficient a reason to fight. Zulm, that's sufficient a reason to fight. Oppression, sufficient a reason to fight. Imposing war, sufficient a reason, yes, to fight. But still there are conditions. Surah Anfal,